Hey everybody, welcome to my vlog channel. I had some requests to do this video and I'd also been tagged a few times to do this first time tag. And it basically goes through just a bunch of different questions that will let you know quite a bit about me, I think, and I just thought it would be a fun thing to do here on the vlog channel. Cupcake is rolling around on the floor by my feet right now. And I've watched quite a few people do these videos and I thought they were really entertaining, so here we go. First question, do you still talk to your first love? Considering my first love was Tyler, yeah, we still talk on occasion, you know. Baker, no chewing on that. What was your first job? My first job was when I was in high school at the YMCA. I taught some very beginner level tumbling and gymnastics. There were several different classes that I was part of. I remember doing something called Mousercise. Come on everybody and Mousercise. It was like a kid's warm-up routine, and then I did, there was like a 3 to 5 year old tumbling and gymnastics class and power tumbling and stuff like that. So I had gone there for a while and I was just working on my own skills, taking some classes there and doing like open gym type stuff to get the skills I wanted to try out in college. It was a great place for me to work because, you know, I had practice space there, obviously, where I could work on my own stuff and then help out the kids as well. And they were a lot of fun to work with because I find that they're a lot more fearless when you're young. Start your kids young in tumbling because they'll, you know, attempt more things, and you know, you've got somebody there to help you along and spot you and stuff. But me being in high school and starting to learn how to do like back handsprings and back tucks, I was much more fearful because I think my brain was just thinking more about, oh, what if I fall? What if this happens or that? And then the kids are just like, hey, it's okay. What was your first car? 94 Chevy Camaro, bright red. But that was my parents' car, and they kind of let me drive it while I was in high school and then passed it off to me afterwards. So I had that car for a good long time, and it was not too good in the winter weather, I will say that, but I really enjoyed it and everybody else loved it too. Who was the first person to text you today? I have actually not been texted yet today, but the day is young. It's still the morning, so who knows? Maybe I'll get a text later. Who was the first person you thought of this morning? That would probably be Tyler. He actually kind of woke me up. He was making some weird noises in his sleep, so yeah, obviously I thought of him as I was like pulling the covers over my head and getting my covers back, you know. Who was your first grade teacher? That would have been Mrs. Painter, and I actually have so many vivid memories from those years, those early school years. I actually remember getting in trouble by her. One of my friends had passed me some of those like stretchy bracelets where you'd wear like a bunch of them on your arm and stuff, and I guess I was playing with them, and then I was told to sit them over on the teacher's desk and stop messing with them. And I was feeling really bad about this, but I wasn't gonna go home and tell mom that this happened. However, my friend had put a like I'm sorry note in my backpack, and my mom saw that, so she knew I had gotten in trouble anyway. Where did you go on your first ride on an airplane? I went to New York City. I was in high school and I was in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, fun fact. I think that was in maybe the year 2001 perhaps. But me and another girl from my cheerleading squad went, and so that was a huge experience for me. I mean, traveling so far from home and being there, I mean, I wasn't alone. There were hundreds of other cheerleaders who were part of this big performance in the parade as well. But we were gone for like, I think it was maybe 5 days, and there was a lot of choreography. We got to do a lot of sightseeing as well, and then of course on the parade day, making that whole parade route, being behind those giant balloons, you know, that are up there. It was really cool. And then I did see myself for a brief moment on TV. My family was of course all at home watching on Thanksgiving. The one moment I specifically was in the shot was when we were doing like the goofiest move of the routine, like the lines were changing, like you've got one line going this way and one line going that way, and you got your pom-poms and you're going like duh, duh, and then you look at the camera, and I had like this absolute like crazy girl look, like da, 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 I probably still remember the routine, but it was a huge routine, tons of girls, and it was really fun. Who was your first best friend, and do you still talk? I'm not trying to be cheesy here, but my first best friend is definitely my sister, Pup. She was kind of like, when I was young, she was such a friend slash kind of mom figure to me. When I was born, she was in high school. And I just have so many memories from my childhood with her, and times when I was, bullied in school a little bit and not having a real easy go of it at school all the time, and she was a person who was always a friend to me. I mean, I eventually did have friends like of my own age group in class, but my sister was definitely, it was a different kind of relationship. It wasn't one of those, competitive sister type things. It was her just completely caring about me like a mom would, and at the same time being so much fun and such a friend to me too. So I'm very grateful for Pup, and her name's actually Kelly, but you always probably hear me call her Pup, and I love her so much. Oh, and we do still talk. That was the question. Where was your first sleepover? I think that was probably at my friend Shannon's house. Shannon, if you're watching this, hi. But I'm pretty sure there was a lot of Barbie activity happening there. Who was the first person you talked to today? That would have been Cupcake. Actually, she's not a person, but she was up before Tyler was this morning, so I talked to her first, and then I talked to Bub. Whose wedding were you in the first time? That would have to be probably my cousin Josie. I was a junior bridesmaid, and her little brother, my cousin Jason, we were both the same age, so it really worked, I think with the whole scheme of the bridal party to have us two there. We were same size, same age. And I've been in a lot of weddings since. I've got quite a few dresses racked up by now. What was the first thing you did this morning? Probably fed Cupcake. As soon as she hears an alarm go off, she kind of takes that as her alarm as well to get moving and start meowing and getting up and stuff. Yeah, I'm talking about you over there. So she kind of makes a point to kind of corral me into the kitchen and get her food first before anything else happens. What was the first concert you ever went to? In terms of a real, big concert, I think it would have been in Burlington, Iowa, and I believe it was a Trace Atkins, Josh Grayson concert. Do you remember Josh Grayson? He was on American Idol. He was the opening act, and then Trace Atkins, of course, is a big country star, but there weren't a lot of concerts, coming through that neck of the woods, so I remember when they found out that was happening, Tyler had got tickets for us, and we both went to that, so it was fun. First broken bone, never had a broken bone. Knocking on wood right now. Even throughout my cheerleading days where I was doing a lot of tumbling and, going up in the air and a lot of really risky stunts, no broken bones. Thank you everyone who got me. First piercing would have been my ears. I don't remember which one was first, so 1 and 2 we'll say. First foreign country you've gone to. That was really recent. That was Germany. And I went there about a year ago, actually, around this time, and we went to my brother-in-law's wedding, and it was a lot of fun to see a completely different environment, all kinds of different food, the wedding, and all those fun traditions. I have a whole vlog about that if you want to see it. First movie you remember seeing? I don't even know. I remember the first movie I was obsessed with, if you want to call it a movie. It was kind of one of those specials on TV, but it was the Muppet Family Christmas, or the Muppet Christmas Carol. Which was it called? I'm going to look it up and tell you for sure what it was, but I loved that movie. I remember my mom had it on a VHS tape, and anytime my neighbors came over, we would always be watching that. You know that song, 'Cause we need a little Christmas? They had all those songs that I knew and all the scenes and the characters, so that was probably my first thing that I was so attached to, could watch it over and over, no problem. When was your first detention? I don't really remember having a detention, nor do I remember a lot of my classmates having detentions. I don't know if that was not maybe a chosen form of punishment at my school, but I don't recall that happening. I was not a big troublemaker. I was pretty quiet in class for the most part. Also, my dad was a principal, so I really didn't want to screw up. Who was your first roommate? That would be Pup. We were roommates for quite a while throughout my early childhood, so thanks, Pup. A lot of people probably would have been like, oh man, I don't want to share a room, but Not pup, she's awesome. What were the first lessons you ever took? Gotta be swimming lessons. I took swimming lessons for a long time, like right up until the lessons that you could take to qualify you as a lifeguard. At that point, that was when I got into the gymnastics stuff at the YMCA, but I really was scared to swim at first. In fact, my mom has a story that she loves to tell where I had gone to swimming lessons one day and I came back and said, "Mom, they're gonna make us jump in the deep end by ourselves tomorrow." And she said, "Oh no, they're not gonna make you do that." Well, what did we do the next day? Well, we jumped in the deep end. And so I was so nervous about it, and my mom was like sitting outside the pool area. They had some benches. And so I go run through the like shower room, dressing room, and out, and I'm run over to my mom, and she said I'm like tugging on her saying, "I need to go, I can't do this." Like I was so scared. And I'm pretty sure she made me go back in and do it. From that point on, I think I kind of got over it, and swimming ended up being something I love to do. I was a very strong swimmer. I remember that building up so much strength like in my arms and in my back. Like I miss swimming. Who was the first person beauty related on YouTube that you ever watched? I think it was probably Purse Buzz. That's what I'm remembering. I'm remembering Purse Buzz and Encore as two of the first people I stumbled across, got advice from, just kind of pulled me into the whole world of YouTube beauty. So thanks guys! But that wraps up this tag. Again, it's called the My First Time tag. If you want to do this, consider yourself tagged. And don't forget, I know there are a lot of people who watch and maybe they don't have a YouTube channel, but they have blogs, and I think this would be a fun thing. You could just answer the questions on your blog as well. In fact, I have another recent blog tag that I did. It's called the Procrastinator Beauty Blogger tag, and that's a lot of fun. Check that out at beautyvlogcast.net. But I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!